come to talk to you all about sustainability in hairdressing. Sustainability is about living within our means. It's about not using resources so fast that we'll leave none left over for the coming years. It's about really using one planet's worth of resources. So at the moment, if we all lived, if the whole world lived, using resources at the same rate we do in the UK, we'd need 3 planets to support our current consumption. Now we don't have 3 planets, we just have 1 planet. So we need to be more sustainable. The issues are quite important because not only are we using 3 planets worth of resources, our population is currently at 7 billion. It's projected to be 9 billion by 2050. A growing issue as well is water use. It might find hard to realise that in the UK we seem to have plenty of water, but it's one of the things the United Nations have got down as a major global challenge that we're going to be facing, lack of water. Energy is another issue. Everyone knows, everyone's all upset if you try and put a new wind farm here. We're very worried about the lights going out. We're using more energy than is currently sustainable. So that's the bad news. The good news is it's actually very easy to live more sustainably. It's very, very easy to use less resources while achieving pretty much the same outcome. And why are hairdressers important? Hairdressers are probably the most important people on the whole planet for helping us to live more sustainably. And one of the reasons is that hairdressing is a very, very high resource activity. Where in your hairdressing salon you pretty well constantly have hot water going. Now when you think of all the things you do in your daily life, there's not much more that's more energy consumptive than having hot water running. To heat hot water can cost like a 2,000 watt appliance. Compare that with something like a television or a computer, that's like 100 watts. So you can see straight away that running hot water is a very resource intensive activity. So anything you can do that involves cutting down the amount of water, hot water that's running, you're being more sustainable. You can see why hairdressers are a high resource sector. They're also 5% of UK GDP, so you're a big sector. We're a big resource hungry sector, but what's also very important about hairdressers is you probably talk to more people about their domestic hair care practices than any other occupation there is. So not only can just changing your practices in the salon have a big, big influence on the energy usage of the hairdressing sector as a whole, it also has a big effect on how your clients behave and the kinds of practices they use, because they develop their habits based on the kinds of things that you tell them, the kinds of models you present, the kinds of things you show them and the advice you give. If we take a current hairdressing routine, what do we want at the end? We want lovely, clean, great looking hair. So what do? We shampoo once, we rinse, we shampoo twice, we rinse, we might condition, we rinse, we might add product, we might blow dry, we might straighten, and at the end of it you've got clean, fabulous looking hair. So can you think of any ways you might be able to get such fabulous looking hair while using less resources? Well, let's sum up some of the ideas we've got. We've had only shampoo once rather than twice. Now that's a great idea because most people shampoo more often than they need to, and it's very rare that you have to shampoo twice. If you work in a fish and chip shop, fine. If you work in a greasy garage, if you use lots of product, maybe you do need to shampoo twice. If you have a particular type of hair, very thick, very curly, you might need to. Most people, shampooing once is not only better for their hair, it not only saves cost and saves money, it's also better for the environment. So just shampooing once is a great way to cut down on the resource use to achieve great hair. Someone mentioned leave-in conditioner. That's a great one. I like leave-in conditioner. I prefer it personally to the wash-out conditioner. You said you always like to have the rinse cycle, but I prefer leaving it in because my hair's very fine, and I find if I use leave-in conditioner, it actually gives it more body. Now, you're not here as hairdressers to be sustainability consultants, are you? You're here to make people have great hair. So there's many advantages of using leave-in conditioner apart from the environmental advantage. It can give your hair more body. It depends on your hair type. Someone mentioned, do you need to use conditioner at all? Well, what's quite interesting is at the University of Southampton, we did some research on this and we asked people to try not using conditioner. And what was interesting is simply asking them the amount of people who said they never used conditioner anyway. because they found it didn't suit their hair. So you've got a quite substantial proportion of people who don't even use conditioner. They use hairdressers, might think, oh, everyone uses conditioner. Actually, they don't. And when we did the survey, we said, for those who do use conditioner, try not using it and report on the results. We found a really even split. Some people said, oh, you know, my hair's very dry. No, it's definitely better with conditioner. Most people said it made no difference at all. And a third of people said actually they thought their hair looked better. So particularly if you have quite greasy or quite lank hair, you might find that using conditioner isn't actually doing it any favours. So I think the point to get across is everyone's very different and everyone's hair is very different. Don't always assume you have to use conditioner. It can vary according to your hair type, and if you do, you can talk about these leave-in conditioners. There's things like Moroccan oil, argan oil becoming more popular. They can do the job as well. No one mentioned not blow drying, but blow drying hair all the way from wet to dry, especially if you've got long hair or very thick hair, is actually a very time-consuming process. It's a very expensive process. It's very noisy if you consider the salon environment. It's not that great for the hair, and it certainly uses a lot of energy. You might want in the salon to be providing that service for your clients, but you can still quite easily tell your clients, actually you don't always have to blow dry from dry. You can let it dry almost naturally and achieve quite good effects just by blow drying once it's almost dry. There's products you can use, there's salon facilities. The kind of shower head can make a big difference as to how much water comes out. You can have what's called eco shower heads, which can be very useful in the salon, both for saving energy, saving your water bills, but also environmentally friendly. The normal everyday salon things like towels. If you are taking towels that are almost clean, putting them all in the wash, half filling the washing machine because you like to do it every day, putting it on a 60-degree heat, tumble drying it, you are using so much energy and you're costing the salon a fortune. It's really, really expensive. There's many easier ways you can do it. You can put it in the washing when full, you can wash on a lower heat, you can hang out to dry if you have the facilities, or even better, use easy dry towels. These are disposable towels and you can just use them once and dispose them. And some people are very eco-minded, don't like the idea of the waste, but actually you're not factoring into that the cost, the energy cost of washing your normal big fluffy towels. And you don't have to waste them. They can be useful for other things as well, for taking home, for lining flower boxes, for cleaning your car, for cleaning windows, all kinds of things. Someone mentioned dry shampoo. That's a great product. My life, my mornings have been transformed by dry shampoo. I used to have to queue behind my two sons to get in the shower and it'd be all steamed up and then drying hair because you've got it wet. Dry shampoo, you can bung it in, you can do it on the train. I've done it in a traffic jam before now. It makes it, certainly again for my hair particularly, it makes it so much easier to style. I find my hair when newly washed is very flyaway. Dry shampoo makes it really easy to style. So dry shampoo's got a lot of benefits in addition to being environmentally friendly. So it makes your hair easier to style, it's very quick, it's convenient, saves money on water bills, energy bills, shampoo bills. So can you begin to see the ways that we can have really good, fabulous hair, provide a great service to clients, but not using as much resource as we did before. One thing we didn't mention, things like organic products or products that have less harsh chemicals in. Shampoo's actually quite harsh on the hair. So the more you use, the more then you're stripping the oils from the hair. There are easy, more caring shampoos, organic shampoos. Basically, I think less shampoo is generally good for the hair. But your biggest impact, actually, you all missed out on. And your biggest impact is the advice you give to your clients. Okay, it's the model, the role model you provide for your clients that will affect the practices they do on their hair. So just imagine how many clients do you think you might see in a day? Say you might see 10 clients in a day, 50 in a week. How many is that in a year? How many is that in a lifetime? Each time you see a client and you give advice that affects their hair care practices at home, if you just say to them, why don't you shampoo just once? Think how much water and energy you're saving on a national scale. Think how much money you're saving them, how better their hair condition will be, and what environmental impact you're having simply through the advice you're giving. So don't miss out on the fact or the impact you can have on your clients' practices at home. So what I want you to do now is the next exercise is have a little think. and think, what kinds of advice might I be able to give to my clients that will help them have great hair condition, that will help them save bills, that might help them save time, and might be much more environmentally friendly. You can just let hair dry naturally. You can advise to them that, okay, I might be blow drying you now and taking some time because you come in for that service, but you don't have to do that for yourself at home. At home, you can just let your hair dry naturally, and either that will be fine, or you can scrunch dry it, or you can achieve your style just by blow drying in the last few minutes once it's almost dry. That's good advice. Other advantages of that is it's good for hair condition. So this is a good one to bring up perhaps if your clients have very poor hair condition, lots of split ends. If they're complaining about how noisy their house is, blow drying is really noisy. If they're complaining about the lack of time or their energy bills, these are all things which you can bring in as an extra benefit of that. Shampooing less frequently. Ask them again if they have their hair's in quite bad condition. You can try leaving an extra day between your shampoos and see how that feels to you. How's that looking? Quite often your hair will start to adapt to whatever routine you give it. And I know this because I've trialled it on myself. It will gradually adapt. Your hair oils respond to what you do. So if you strip all the hair oils out every day, they'll come back extra quick. So trying to get them in the habit of leaving an extra day and then watching the results, because everyone wants to have great hair. That's the first priority, isn't it? Shampooing less often is probably a good way to get that. Using simply less shampoo. Other advantages of that are particularly if they colour their hair, they'll find their colour fades. The more often they wash it, the more shampoo they use, the faster their colour will fade. So if they're coming in repeatedly often for colouring and they're complaining about the colour fade, again, a good opportunity to suggest to them, just give it an extra day between shampoos. Shampoo once, don't shampoo twice, use less shampoo. For those who want curly hair, you don't need to use curling irons, you can have leave-in curlers. There's a product called curl formers which you can use to achieve really nice curly hair without the use of heat, without the use of electricity. So there's many ways of achieving curly or wavy hair without using curly irons. And again, it saves on bills and it's better for the hair condition as well. If you're brushing your teeth and you're leaving the tap running, it's not so different to if you're showering your hair, shampooing the shampoo out of your hair and you leave the shower running while you then, or you'll apply conditioner and you leave the shower running while you're leaving the conditioner in. Sometimes they ask you to leave it in for a few minutes. You don't need to have the shower running then, do you? You can apply those same things. When you're washing a client's hair, do you turn the tap off when you don't need it, or do you just keep it running the whole time? Keeping it running the whole time is going to use a lot of energy. Someone mentioned dry shampoo. Again, we've talked about the advantages of that. If someone's got a very busy lifestyle, I would definitely recommend people try dry shampoo if they're not familiar with it, because people aren't always aware of the latest formulations. They have ones which are designed, for example, for brown hair. Can be quite helpful if you've got a few roots showing through, actually put a bit of brown dry shampoo on it. It makes it easy to style, very convenient. You get so much very good for creating volume in your hair, easy styling, great for festivals, great for camping, great for going on holiday. I think quite often we've found this, that once people got used to dry shampoo, they tend to use it about once a week because it is such a convenient way of cleaning your hair. We talked about one earlier, we talked leave-in conditioner. Again, that's good advice you can give to your clients. Have you ever tried leave-in conditioner instead of normal conditioner? And you can mention the extra benefits of that, again, in terms of saving money, increasing body, saving time as well is another advantage of that. We've talked now about why sustainability is important. It's important because we only have one planet, but we're acting as if we have three. There's issues of global warming, of running out of energy, so we need to find better ways, more clever ways of achieving the same results.